Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gary gzduel. Before you get excited, this is not a deck profile. This is going to be a discussion on failed archetypes and successful archetypes. What makes an archetype unplayable, uncompetitive, and what makes an archetype absolutely broken. So obviously, I think that the Gimmick puppet archetype is one of those failed archetypes, and I'll talk about why. I think that a failed archetype versus a successful archetype is very easy to identify. There are some factors here, okay? A successful archetype will have consistency. So they will be able to search for stuff, they'll be able to draw for stuff, okay? Take a look at, for example, Bujins. They have Yamato, which searches through their whole deck. Take a look at Dark Worlds, okay? You have so much draw power. Take a look at Madolches. You have search power in your Mageline. It's like a Stratos. You have like a lot of recyclable power with your field card and with your ticket. It's just insane. Take a look at Gimmick puppets on the other hand. Why is it not a successful archetype? Because you can't search for stuff and you can't really draw with stuff. All you can do, the best thing that this deck can do is like summon Scissor Arms, and it's like normal summon, so you have to waste your normal summon just to send one Gimmick puppet monster from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah, it's not that good. Like this effect, you can substitute this effect with one Foolish Burial. Like that's why I don't think that this is a really good thing. Second thing about a successful archetype is that it is able to generate a lot of advantage with minimal card cost. What I mean is, look, I'm going to talk about Madolches a lot because it's going to be a very prominent deck in the format, and also because I play Madolches a lot too. So, Angeli, for example. One Angeli, you summon that card, you use its effect, you special summon out Hookake, okay, so that's 1-for-1, and then you use Hookake's effect to banish the Angeli to special summon out Messengelato. That's right away a +1 just from that one card. And then with Messengelato, because you special summoned it while you have Hookake on the field, you can use Messengelato's effect to search for a Madolche spell or trap card. So that is a +2 with just one card, that one card being Angeli, and you shrink your deck by 3, okay? There's no mechanism like that for the Gimmick puppet archetype. You don't have that. You don't have that much advantage. Take a look at some of the good combos that you can do. They waste stuff. They waste advantage from your hand. Take a look at Humpty Dumpty's effect. When this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one Gimmick puppet from your hand. So you have to use 2 materials from your hand in order to get an advantage, in order to go into a play, go into an XYZ. Take a look at Magnadol. If your opponent controls monsters and you control only Gimmick puppet monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Again, taking away advantage from your hand. Take a look at Gimmick puppet Destroy. Okay, you can target one Gimmick puppet on the field, destroy it. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 or 2 Gimmick puppet monsters from your hand. Do you see the trend here? The trend is that you're going to waste a lot of resources at your disposal. On the other hand, okay, summon out Yamato, okay, and then every turn, every end phase, you get to add stuff from your hand, dump stuff into the graveyard. I mean, how is that fair? That is why Bujins are a successful archetype, whereas Gimmick puppets are a failed archetype. Okay, last thing I want to talk about what differentiates between a successful archetype and a failed archetype. A successful archetype will have 2 things, okay? Either 1 or 2 of these things, or maybe both. One thing is it has really good combat power, okay? A good successful archetype will have, good attack monsters with like relatively good attack, because that's how you win, right? You have to beat down your opponent's monsters, and then you have to gain life points, or have the ability to go into like really good boss monsters, really good monsters that really can stand up to a fight. Take a look at Gimmick puppets. Take a look at this Gimmick puppet Destroy. It only has 1,200 attack. Take a look at take a look at Egghead. Egghead has like 1,600 attack. Take a look at Humpty Dumpty, 0 attack. Take a look at Scissor Arms, 1,200 attack. You're not going to win any fights with these monsters. Whereas, on the other hand, if you have Hookake, you can go into your field card, and then all of your Madolche's monsters gets boosted by 500. Okay, take a look at, Dark Worlds. You can summon out a boss monster, Grapha, that can potentially grow into 3,000 attack. It's just good archetypes and bad archetypes will be differentiated by how good the monsters are. So I said that there are 2 dimensions to this, of course. The second dimension is, okay, given that your monster attacks are pretty low, if you can still be a successful archetype if you have good effects, okay? If you have good effects, you can still make this happen. Okay, for example, what I mean is, I don't know, take a look at Mermaids and Atlanteans, okay? They don't have really great attack. Like Megalo only has 2,400 attack. Abyss Lead, very hard to summon out, only 2,700 attack. I don't know, Abyss Gaios, their attacks are pretty low. But what makes them good is that they have really, really good effects that allow them to go into the extra deck in order to fetch monsters that have really good combat abilities. Does Gimmick Puppets? Well, kind of, and no. Take a look at the attacks of the things that you can go into. Rank 8 XYZs, okay? Take a look at these Gimmick Puppet XYZs. Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. Okay effect, you can destroy 2 special summon monsters, but it doesn't really have good combat stats. It only has 1,500 attack, 2,500 defense. You can get blown up pretty easily by 1 Grapha. Take a look at Gimmick Puppet of Strings. It has pretty good attack, okay? It has 3,000 attack, 2,000 defense, but the thing is, its effect is pretty lackluster. You're not going to use this effect very often. Take a look at Destiny Leo, okay? 3,200 attack, very, very good attack base power, but not that great of an effect. Do you know what I'm saying? Take a look at any other archetype that are successful. Their boss monsters are great combat stats as well as great effects. Draco Sack, okay? Great combat stats with 2,600 attack, great effect. Big Eye, great combat stats, great effect. Just other decks in general just have much better things that the Gimmick Puppet archetype doesn't have access to. And whatever the Gimmick Puppet archetype has access to, other decks also have access to them. So why play Gimmick Puppets when there are other archetypes that are just better? That's what I'm saying. Gimmick Puppets, I think it's a failed archetype overall. If you want to play Gimmick Puppets, I don't suggest that you play competitively. I think you just play it for fun, I guess. I, for one, I'm kind of given up on this archetype. I don't think there's any way I can make it good. If you want to play with this deck profile right here, you can feel free to copy it off of the screen, but I don't think this is going to be one of the formal deck profiles of the archetype that I'm going to give. Unless you have any suggestions, like always, feel free to drop it in the comment section down below. For other people who might be interested in deck to see, I'd appreciate that too. But for me, I think I'm going to move on to a different deck without giving you guys a deck profile because I just don't think this deck is that good. I'd rather play something more competitive. So sorry to disappoint those of you who wanted me to play Gimmick Puppets, but it's a good opportunity for me to discuss what is a good archetype and what is a failed archetype, and I think that we can all learn something from this regardless. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Gary gzduel signing out.